You're listening to WBAI 99.5 FM and Michael G. Haskins with a very appropriate choice of music there. Some bottle playing, Billie Jean. And we go for, I thought it was Andean, some kind of Andean pipe music or something, but maybe because on my brain was introducing Andy Newman of the New York Times, the pet columnist from the Times. And he writes,
hey, Corey.
How are you? Andy, thanks for...
I'm good.
I know you're on your way to a story, and we're always catching
I'm
you.
on my way to a top-secret meeting with a stork. I can't tell you too much about who it is, except it's a dog.
It's a dog. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a golden retriever. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, okay. That's why one of the other times we got you on the radio, you were on your way to find out.
He was waiting for the mailman to come with chickens or something.
Yeah, we were waiting for the mailman to drop off the chickens, which he did eventually.
Yeah. So, Andy, it's just like column after column of all these things about pets that certainly I never knew, and it's just like the animals of New York City. It's just it's endless fascination. But so your latest thing was a lengthier, photo-driven piece as well on the pigeons that you adopted for a time and raised in the bathtub, and I really got a kick out of that. I think readers really liked it.
Thank you. You're breaking up a little bit. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. Just tell us a little bit about raising the pigeons, raising New York pigeons. I mean, was that like just having another pet, or was there something to it?
It was more like having a baby because you have to spend most of the time just cleaning up their poop.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if you want me to kind of recap the whole.
Yeah. Describe it.
But so my wife was coming up the escalator of the elevated subway on Franklin Avenue in Bed-Stuy, and she saw this thing on the escalator step that wasn't moving, and it was a baby bird. And it was, when it got to the top, it was going to get kind of sucked into the machinery and ground up. So without even thinking, because this is the kind of person she is, she scooped the bird up, brought it home on the train. Everybody was like, get away from me with that thing. And I myself was not really into raising what turned out to be a baby pigeon, but I brought it to this place called the Wild Bird Fund, where they will take it off your hands and raise it themselves. And they said, we can just check the bird out and give it back to you, and you can keep it until it's ready to fly, because they get inundated with baby birds this time of year, orphan birds that fall from the nest. And I said, sure, okay. And they said, okay, you also have to take another bird to be kind of its mentor and buddy, so that they don't bond to you, they bond to their fellow pigeons. Yeah. So we ended up for 2 weeks having these two young and very frisky pigeons trying to learn to fly in our bathroom, being kind of getting into a lot of trouble, but eventually learning to fly, and then hopefully the one that wasn't let go gets let go. The one that we raised, the one my wife found, has already been let go and is apparently flourishing in Central Park. So we contributed to New York's pigeon population, which is a great honor, as you can imagine.
So there was a few weeks of just being the pigeons' parents, essentially, right?
Yeah. You got to feed them by hand, which means taking little bits of mushed up puppy chow and shoving them down their throats, because their parents feed them by, as you know, regurgitating food into their mouths. And so we had to kind of imitate that. We did not regurgitate into our pigeons' mouths, but we did kind of shove regurgitated food down their throats, and that was a lot of fun.
Wow. Did they grow before your eyes?
Yeah, they were. I mean, when we got them, they were already half size. They weren't the really kind of scary looking baby pigeons that don't have any feathers yet and just kind of look like freaky dinosaurs. These look like small pigeons, but yes, they did grow, and they went from not being able to go anywhere to suddenly you walk into the room and they fly up onto you, and you have to explain to them that they're not supposed to imprint on you. They have to imprint on each other. So it was really like raising children.
Yeah. But with children, there'd be the tendency to try to get attachment would grow. I mean, were you very firm with, I know your daughter Violet probably liked this experience as well, raising the pigeons, but did you have to be firm with the family or yourself to say, well, we're not going to get attached to these birds and they're not going to become part of our family?
Nobody really wanted to keep them forever because they are kind of a pain.
Yeah.
And, we didn't want to make our bathroom into like a poop center for the rest of eternity. It was okay for a couple of weeks,
right?
But it was we're selfish enough that we wanted to have our house back.
Yeah, right.
Was there any chance of the bird coming back, like a homing pigeon?
So yeah, people have asked that. I don't. New York City pigeons are not really wild animals in the sense that they're descended from wild birds. They are all descended from birds that were at one time or another tame and domesticated. I don't know what the homing skills of your average New York City pigeon are. They certainly have not come back to our house. I mean, one of them was very distinctly colored. She was kind of reddish brown and white, and I would recognize her in a second. The other one looked like a generic pigeon, and I suppose I would not recognize him.
Yeah.
But what the woman at the Wild Bird Fund, which is up on we live in Brooklyn, and these birds are let go in Central Park. It's a long way, and the woman at the Wild Bird Fund said basically they will, if all goes well, they'll become part of this flock in Central Park, and they will not try to get home to you. So they'll find a lot more exciting stuff, such as eligible pigeons of the other sex, that will keep them busy pretty much all summer.
Did you get any negative feedback on them? Some people hate pigeons, they equate them with rats.
Yeah, a lot of people hate pigeons. There was some feedback along the lines of, oh my God, I can't believe the New York Times is writing this story. These birds, they poop everywhere. They're a scourge on our city. You're just making life in New York that much more hellish by fostering these animals. The overwhelming majority of comments and feedback that I got, though, was very positive and saying, these birds don't get a break. Thank you for kind of presenting them as animals with a real personality and consciousness.
Yeah. So what's next? Rats, Andy, or what?
No, we had our rat phase already.
Oh,
I don't think we're going to do rats again for a while.
That's right.
We have my current campaign is to this is connected to the story I'm doing that I can't really talk about, but we're trying to get my dog to be an Instagram celebrity. And his handle is The Hound Barnaby. Everybody should follow him on Instagram.
The Hound Barnaby.
And he just kind of he just posts about what kind of trash he ate that morning, or when he pees on the floor. It's just basically his interests are kind of simple and a little bit gross, and that's his brand.
Yeah. Have you started? Has the campaign started? I mean, he's got an
it's
account.
been about a week, and he has almost 100 followers, so we're pretty excited. He would have to, for him to really take off, he'd have to get picked up by like Dogs of Instagram or one of these major accounts.
Right.
But he's happy at the level he's at, since he doesn't really understand what's going on.
So some of your other columns, and I was just looking at, just refreshing my memory. These are the border collies of Governor's Island to keep the geese at bay, or at harbor, as it were. And the what is it? The exotic animal operating room of the Upper West Side.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy day with the exotic animals that
operating on iguanas.
Cut open an iguana and a duck, and it was pretty gross. I mean, it was surgery, so it's intense, but it was amazing to watch. That people would spend a lot of money getting a hysterectomy on their duck was sort of an eye opener for me. But it just shows that people will really do anything for their pets because they're kind of part of their family.
Right, and along those lines, I think it was in Bed-Stuy, the hair salon for pets, right?
The dogs who work at the hair salon. No, they're in Chinatown. Those are very, very good dogs. If next time you need a haircut, go to Amy's on Pell Street, and her dogs will sit in your lap. I also met a dog that works in a dentist's office who will sit on your lap while you're getting your teeth pulled or filled. And apparently that's fine. There's not really a legal issue with that.
That's amazing. But, when you look at the stories that you do, in between all these other stories, raising pigeons in the bathtub and stuff, you're helping out or writing exclusively stories about, the U.S. destroyer that got slammed into the other day, or the Times Square accident where the guy ran over a bunch of people. I mean, so you're a mixture of hard news and the pet stuff,
Yeah, I do all kinds of things. It can be disorienting, but it's the way I like it.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. I mean, is there do you have to kind of recalibrate your journalistic, chops or whatever, or is it?
Because I take this pet stuff bizarrely seriously, so I approach the story about the exotic animal vet with basically the same mindset that I'm writing about trying to figure out why the destroyer got hit by the cargo ship in Japan, and not to say that. I do not believe that animals' lives are overall as important as humans, and I'm sure some people will shoot me for saying that. Right. I think the fact that 7 sailors died on this ship is kind of a lot worse than 7 animals dying. But it's all news, It's all telling stories about things that matter to people. So to me, it's all kind of the same.
Yeah. Do you get an idea? I don't know. Some reporters and writers pay more or less attention to this than others, but what stories are the most popular? I mean, what tends to get better read? Or I guess it's so apples and oranges, right? I mean,
it's all.
Well, they always talk about pet stories having the ability to go viral and that kind of thing,
Yeah, pet stories do pretty well. I mean, breaking news like 2 ships colliding and a bunch of sailors getting killed. Yeah. That does better than any pet story because people. Breaking news is stuff that people automatically want to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, listen, you got to get to your latest breaking news story with the Labrador.
Yeah.
The Golden Retriever.
Yeah. Golden Retriever.
Yeah. And so we don't want to keep you, but thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Take care, Corey.
We're becoming like the Ed Sullivan Show. Some guys spinning plates, and then we have the animals come on, and the different entertainment as we've had on for the last 2 hours here on WBAI